let's talk about Eritrea and their accusation against the UN. They're actually accusing the UN of harassment. Eritrean government has called out a United Nations report and they called it, quote, unrelenting harassment and, quote, weaponization of human rights in its crudest form against a developing country. This statement came after the UN made a statement about Eritrea, and they said that, you know, there's a human right issue there and it's getting worse and worse. So the Eritrean government swiftly responded, and that's not actually the only thing the Eritrean government said. They said the purpose of the mandate given to the UN was to, quote, create platforms to advance their Western government's ulterior political motives and agendas. So basically, the Eritrean government is saying, UN is saying this because they want to push an agenda of the Western governments, and it has nothing to do about caring for the humans that are in Eritrea and the human rights not being protected. So that's what's going on between Eritrea and the UN. But this is not the first time that a country is calling out the UN. The sad thing is, you know, when we say the UN, it's like it was supposed to be United Nations. Everyone should be together and it should be about every country, every nation. But unfortunately, a very few nations almost run the UN and they use it as their own personal tool. So it lost a lot of respect from people that used to think, like, when you hear the UN, you're like, oh wow, okay, that's an organization that is there to help or to be inclusive of every nation and everyone. But that's not what's happening on the ground. So people get turned off by, you know, the statements UN makes, and even when the UN is saying we are going to go ahead and investigate a country, you know, ideally people should be like, yes, that's a good idea. But now people don't feel that way, because whenever they bring up investigation, whenever they bring up human rights violation, it sometimes have an ulterior motive. So people don't believe in the United Nations anymore, which is unfortunate, because it would have been good to have an entity that will serve everyone and that will include everyone and that is fair and just. But I don't know if we can say that about the UN. So what are your thoughts about Eritrea calling out the UN and actually saying that they're being harassed? I am Wangel Zalalam. I'll see you on the next one. Stay blessed. Bye.